So, of course, as a golf teacher, I watch a lot of people, a lot of golfers during the day working on their swings at the driving range. It's kind of goes with the territory. And so it's always interesting to see when people are working on something. Of course, I don't know how many people work on nothing. 2/3, 3/4 of all golfers work on nothing except hit the ball. So but you get that other minority of golfers who are working on something, but you can tell what they're working on is not going to yield the results that they are hoping. And you just, because I just don't offer unsolicited advice at all, don't say anything, but you could just tell they're going down a rabbit hole and it's just going to make them worse. So right after this, some of you out there, I'm going to save you from yourselves. I'm going to show you a couple of moves that are commonly worked on that will absolutely wreck your golf swing. So keep watching. Hey, this is Steve with HitItLonger.com. If you get value out of this video, please like, subscribe, comment, and share with another golfer who also might get value out of it. Okay, I see people working on this move sometimes. They'll practice taking it back, and then they're gonna reroute it. They're gonna drop that handle down. So, I don't know, it would look maybe something like this. Like that. And so they're really going to reroute that handle because this is their translation of somebody on TV or some YouTube commentator saying you got to take the club back and then drop it to the inside. You got to drop it to the inside. And so they're thinking, well, this is how you drop it to the inside. In fact, there's some people on YouTube that are even showing you this move. Drop the handle down, just and then come from the inside after that. So really big no-no. I saw somebody practicing this the other day and I was just like, oh God, this is not going to end up well for this golfer. Instead, think of getting to the inside. Think of approaching the ball from the inside. If you want to get on the inside, it's not that hard to do. I've shown you my bucket and stick drill before. Lots of times. You've seen the bucket and stick drill. Makes you come from inside. That's an easy way to get inside. There's other ways. You could lay a stick down, running this way, and swing along it. You could aim for an inside dimple or riding on the golf ball and try to hit it that square. But focus down here rather than doing any kind of routing back here. But I will give you a hint. It's a lot easier to come from the inside if that's your goal, rather than dropping the handle down, because that can really take you down a bad road. But instead, just make sure that the swing is adequately round enough. Going back. So the club doesn't sit way above you, nor do you do this big over the top loop. You'd like the handle to just go back on an arc, on plane, and then come back down on an arc again, back kind of the same way it went back. There's no manipulation at the top. A good player does not manipulate at the top. A good player takes it back on the right angles, pivots on the right angle, swings through on the right angles, and the club shaft and the club head behave themselves because they're too fast really to consciously control at that point. So you just get your angles right and you won't have to do any manipulating. Now, there's a similar move, and it's really a craze these days. Some people, top teacher has called it the lay down craze. So of course you gotta keep your club on the outside and get it up and then lay it down like that. You gotta really lay that sucker down. The problem is, potentially this is very harmful. You can really get into the shanks this way. Shanks and blocks all day by trying to do this. This will mostly happen naturally for most everybody. I've got students that apply this type of torque to cause the club to stand up, sure. And I've got two of them that I can think of right off the top of my head that do a little bit of this and make the shaft stand up. But for the most part, the shaft is going to lay down if two conditions are present, and that is if you continue to maintain a healthy bow forward, you see, the more you bow, the more the club handle will have to come out. The taller you get, the more the club is going to want to go down, so you can get down to the ground as you get taller. But if you maintain this and your club is adequately rounded and not up here, if it's like here, that club handle is naturally going to start down in a beautiful round, almost like it's on a line in 2 dimensions, like this. And when that handle goes this way, see, the more that I go horizontally, look what happens to the club. It swings out or shallow. So watch, as I do a 45-degree version of that, I don't even have to, just it pivots. See the club dropping into a beautiful laid down position like that. But I haven't had, we're talking about actively applying a torque to the shaft from the top of the swing and then coming down and going this way. So actively torquing the club this way. The problem with this is you're not going to see the result of this if the handle is sticking down in the ground halfway down, because it's going to negate your force. You're going to have a built-in force standing the shaft up. You're trying to work against it, like trying to push a tree falling on you back up in the air again. It's going to be a struggle. So for most of us out there, the club is going to lay down quite naturally as the handle path comes out. It's down, it's kind of down and out at this time. It's certainly not here because that's over the top, but it's not going to go here. You're not going to get there from here. So keep in mind these forces and these reactions to the force that are built into all golf swings, because they all are conforming to physics and gravity. So don't go down these 2 rabbit holes by either trying to reroute the handle or overly shallow the club with force. So I don't think when you're in the right positions you'll need to do either one. Hopefully I have headed some of you off at the pass. Maybe even in 3 years you'll see some article saying drop it to the inside. I got to get rid of my over the top, so I'm going to try this. Don't try it. Don't do it. It will lead to a lot of trouble. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like this kind of video, if you like to see me tell you things like, hey, don't do this and don't do this, I'd be happy to do more. Leave it down in the comments below. In the meantime, I will either see you in the next video or I'll see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody take good care.